Hey, welcome to a brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon, the Celebrity CEO Show. I'm glad you're here today. Today, we're going to talk about two things missing from your email marketing. If you hear me cough a bit or catch my breath, I've had a head cold for the past few days, so I'm getting over it, but I feel 99.9%, just a little bit of residual things from there. But today, we're going to talk about some things missing from your email marketing that you need to know. Had a great interview with the CEO of Drip. And we're going to bring some insights that she shared with us today. Before we get into that, I'm going to share some of the headlines from today that you need to know about. I love bringing some headlines to you as well. So glad you're here. Hope you're feeling good. Hope your weekend was well. And again, you may be listening to this, looking at this, not where the weekend was at. It could be on a live show you're looking at. It could be the on-demand show you're looking at. But either way, the relevancy is the same that we're going to bring to you. So welcome. Glad you're here. Welcome to a brand new edition of the Celebrity CEO Show. Let's get right into it and not take up any more of your precious time. All right, diving into our first headline. Before we get into the two things missing from your email marketing, they're going to be very, very important for you today. One, headline here from LinkedIn News says burnout cost U.S. employers millions. So two things from this that are important. Those of you who have a body of expertise in this, you need to go pitch your corporate clients that you have solutions for their needs. Burnout costs U.S. employers millions. Overworked employees can cost employees millions of dollars, according to a new study published in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine. The study found that employee burnout cost American businesses between $4,000 and $21,000 per worker annually in lost productivity and turnover. Now, what to do about that, I don't know, because your boss is going to be driving her because she's got someone driving her or him. So the burnout is a real thing. Many of the people many of my colleagues, my friends, we get together and they say, yeah, this burnout thing, Ramon, is a real issue. So I don't know what to do about it, but I do know there's an opportunity there for those of you who do consulting and do this kind of work. You can go into these companies, bring them this kind of headline and say, hey, listen, this is a real thing. This is a real thing. Burnout is costing you millions of dollars. Would you like to save money and have your employees be more productive? So it's a real thing. And again, those of you who are in a company and feeling burnt out, talk to a therapist, talk to your boss, get a new job. If you can, easier said than done, because the job you have is better than the one you don't have. But there may be some things you can do. Maybe you need to just have a conversation with your boss and say, hey, listen, I'm not feeling great. Now, you want to be careful because there's someone who can take your job in a heartbeat, who's willing to be burnt out, who's willing to work more. Maybe they don't have any kids. Maybe they're not married and they have a different way of life than you have. So I understand all these things. But headline of the day, burnout costs U.S. employers millions of dollars. But my message here, newsjacking, not want to prey on somebody's unfortunate, but those of you who are in this space and have consulting services for this space, this is an opportunity for you to stand up, be counted, and offer a solution to your clients. Next headline of the day, Meta. Teens turn to Facebook Marketplace on Meta. It appears that Meta is not so liked by teens in general. Facebook's popularity among younger people is declining, CNBC reports. Only 32% of U.S. teens use the platform, down from 71% in 2014. I'm assuming more of them are on TikTok. I'm assuming more of them maybe on Instagram, or maybe some of them are on Snapchat. Maybe they're diversified against a variety of platforms they're using. But it appears that the resale platform allows members to buy and sell locally without fees. While it doesn't bring in much revenue, advertisers value how Marketplace engages users. But many still log into Facebook for the Marketplace section. So it appears that, hey, they're not liking the Facebook for the chit-chat, the chat connectivity, but it appears they're liking some Facebook Meta Marketplace to use to buy and sell used goods for no fees. So that's a lesson for us as business owners. Always evaluate what you're doing. Maybe you started something to sell X and people are not buying X, but then you look deeper at your numbers and realize people are buying Y. So lesson learned even from billion-dollar company of Meta, there's always a way if you can find a way. Hey, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray, five-time entrepreneur, five-time author, and more. Glad you're here today on the Rundown with Ramon, the Celebrity CEO Show. Absolutely blessed and glad you're here. Welcome to a brand new edition. Next up, headline is book publishers are ditching paperbacks. Now, what does this mean? Again, LinkedIn news, paperback writers, beware, book publishers are shifting resources towards hardcovers and marketing per the Wall Street Journal. The move is driven by the growing popularity of ebooks and influence of retailers who benefit from higher margins from hardcovers. They can pay more. You can have a higher margin from hardcovers. So why not do it? And then people are downloading more and more ebooks. Why invest in paperbacks? Well, one paperback here called The Celebrity CEO. If you don't have it yet, you should check it out on Amazon, thecelebrityceo.com, all about the power of personal branding. It's selling over and over and over again. So that paperback is selling. But for your new book, they're saying that publishers are like, hey, we can make much more profit from a hardcover book than a paperback, or people are enjoying, it seems, more and more, the ebooks. So that's just a note for you in the publishing industry. As you're looking at your next book, it appears that maybe paperback books are going out of fashion for hardcover books and ebooks. My name is Ramon Ray. Welcome. Glad you're all here. Hey, Alexandra Nicole. Welcome to a brand new edition of the Celebrity CEO Show, the Rundown with Ramon. Again, thank you for your grace and forgiveness as I cough a little bit and catch my breath as I go through the show. I figured, hey, it's better I'm here and show up for the people and do it. So glad you all are here. Next headline of the day. Interesting. Ding, 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 ding. How AI is disrupting tech hiring. Here's the challenge. Back in the day, I guess, they would put a code and display it on the board, and you would, in real time, share with them how you would fix the code, I guess, upgrade the code manually. Here's what it says here. Coders are increasingly turning to AI to cheat during remote job interviews at tech companies like Amazon, Meta, and TikTok, per CNBC. Once restricted to demonstrating their skills on dry erase boards, candidates are now utilizing AI assistants off camera to write code, provide code improvements, and generate detailed explanations of results in virtual interviews. The cheating has become so pervasive that companies like Google are considering bringing back in-person interviews as a way to combat it. Listen, AI is amazing. AI is powerful, and it makes smart people who know how to do good prompts in AI to do just about anything. Now, here's the rub. When it comes to a job that, hey, Ayanna, good to have you here, comes to a job where you're really in the field and you have to know coding and there's no AI around, as it were, what do you do when you have to implement it in the wild? But on the other hand, I must say, you're bringing in some junior coders who are not as advanced. They don't have 10 years experience. AI may be able to give them a jump on that and give them that experience they don't have. So interesting how AI is changing things, but tech companies are hiring people and even writing and things like this. You're hiring a copywriter saying, hey, take a look at this. How would you make it better? Within seconds, and you won't even see it. They can put that into a Claude, put that in Perplexity, put that into ChatGPT and have it better. Isn't that how you do it, Alexandria? Isn't that how you do it, Ayanna? I use ChatGPT and these AI tools all the time for my business. But man, you're hiring somebody? I guess I would give them kudos and daps if they're using AI for that, but even at least let me know or something that I'm hiring you. You really don't know copywriting that well, but you're good with AI. I may give you some brownie points for that. I have an executive assistant EA. Her name is May Ann, and she's not perfect at everything. She's a great EA, but her skills are being maximized because she's leveraging AI. With my encouragement, she's able to do more things for me than she normally could using the power of AI. Moving forward, then we're going to drop into the top 2 things you're not doing with your email marketing. Hey, Lanika, glad to have you here. Apple shifts to rapid fire rollouts. Here's the thing, Lanika. This is not about Apple. This is not about Apple. I'm going to read the headline, but I don't want you to miss. This is not about Apple. But here's the headline. Apple's recent product rollout was atypical, Bloomberg reports. Within a 2-week span, the tech giant released new iPhone, iPad, iPad Air, iPad keyboards, and on and on and on and on. Normally, Apple typically adheres to a more staggered release cycle. The switch may signal a new strategy of releasing products when they're ready, rather than sticking to a strict timeline. Here's the lesson learned from all of us, Lanika, for all of us, Ayanna, for all of us, Alexandria. Even a billion-dollar brand like Apple knows it has to shift things up, knows it has to reconsider how it's doing things. Before, maybe release products 3 times a year, whatever the cadence was. Now they're like, no, when these suckers are ready, we're pushing them out. Boom, 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 boom. Lesson learned for your business. Now, Lanika said marketing genius. I'm going to assume she did not mean Apple's a marketing genius. I'm going to assume she meant Ramona's a marketing genius. That's the only thing I can think of that she's saying that is Ramona's a marketing genius. So you see that, people? Lanika Johnson has said Ramon is a marketing genius. What can I say? From her mouth, from her lips to God's ears. Glad you all are here. Let's get into the topic of the day today. Last week, I interviewed the CEO of Drip. Excuse me. Drip is an email marketing company that competes with MailChimp, Zoho, Email, Keep, and many others. It does marketing automation. And we talked about a few things that all business owners can do to get better at their marketing. And many of you are using an email newsletter to send out a regular email once a week or whatever it may be, and you're manually sending it out. But two things you're not doing, and that's one, segmenting your email and leveraging the data in that email to get more out of it. I want to play with you this 5-minute interview, about a six-minute interview I had with the CEO of Drip. I'd like you to listen to this, and I'm going to dive into it, but some things that you could be doing better in your email marketing that you're not doing now, and that's segmenting your email, and that's leveraging the data more. Most of you are just trying to get an email newsletter out, I know, but there's a certain percentage, if you, I'd guess 20%, 15%, that need to take your email marketing to a higher level because you will get more out of it. Check this out. Again, her doggy veterinarian company. She's going to the doggy vet.
You just kind of need those basics to start.
Yeah. No, before you get to the second type, I just want to underline something. A, you get excited. You know, Pam's, again, her doggy veterinarian company. She's going to the Doggy Veterinarian Expo. Somebody emails her at 3 a.m. Hey, I got the whole list of attendees at the Doggy Expo. Pam should not take that list, suck it in there, and start emailing them. One, it's unethical. But two, you're saying because out of the 10,000 people, and again, if I'm confusing you, let me know. I confuse myself sometimes.
Yeah.
Out of the 10,000 people, 3,000 of them go to Gmail. Gmail can see out of those 3,000 people, half the list click spam within seconds. Something's wrong with this sender. We're going to deprioritize or whatever them. Is that kind of what goes on, that they can see what happens on their platform from Ramon, from Pam, and they're looking in milliseconds, like, oh, 400 emails from Pam or from Ramon are going to this email, and everybody's clicking something's wrong, and they will look at that.
Exactly. And that's what, and exactly. And it, in Drip, we would see that too. And if that happened, what we do is we reach out to the customer and say, hey, what's going on here? You need to be careful because, we care very much that, you can get your emails into the inbox, and would definitely, step in there and try to get that straightened out.
So I want to underline that for all of you. What Pam is saying is that if you're spamming your customers, if you have some email list that was not opt-in and you suck that into your email newsletter, you're going to get dinged from it, because people who are not opted in, they may click spam, they may not open it. The email service providers see that from Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, AOL, and the corporate email servers see that. And then your email newsletter provider sees it because they don't want to have their domain, Drip or whatever it may be, dinged. So I'm telling you, if you want to do good email, have good email cleansing options, and make sure you send an email to a good email list. Let's keep listening. No, before you.
And it, in Drip, we would see that too. And if that happened, what we do is we reach out to the customer and say, hey, what's going on here? You need to be careful because, we care very much that, you can get your emails into the inbox. And would definitely, step in there and try to get that straightened out.
So you want to do that? You would do that before even the provider sees it, because that will hurt all of us. You meaning you want to see it?
Yes, I mean, we probably see it at the same time.
Okay,
but we definitely, probably seeing it around the same time. But when we're seeing it, we are also going to be outreaching to the customer to make sure that we can try to fix that and make sure that the business understands how that could get them in trouble and take down their business. Especially, of course, depends on how important email is to you, but obviously
All right. So that was tip number one. Make sure you don't spam your customers. But tip number two, she talked about two things you can do to take your email to another level. Let me dive into this now and fast forward to this right people now. Look good. And I said,
here's this customer, and I'm talking about, small business engaged with you than others, or they might be more engaged with a certain type of content than others. And so you might look at that and say, wow, here's this customer, and I'm talking about, small business tips and email, and these customers tend to, engage with that content more than other customers. So I'm actually going to, I've identified this audience, and you could potentially create another content stream to better engage with those groups. So I would say you probably have an opportunity to look deep within your customer base at other types of segments, and maybe do product development, again, whether that's a physical good product or a digital product. You probably have an opportunity to use those segments to identify other product opportunities.
I love it. So even though Ramon has been emailing all this time, there's still ways. I like that segmentation, which I'm not doing. I'm really not. But segmentation is one. I like that, finding out, and even maybe segmenting based on city, based on country, based on why are 30% of our customers only buying red pens? We need to know anything, right? Is that kind of segmentation? Sorry, what else?
Exactly. And then you just started down that path as well. But what is you may not be bringing in the data into your system in order to make your help make your email marketing efforts smarter. So for example, just like you were saying, whether that's, are you bringing that geographical information in? Are you bringing that the website visitor detail in? The fact that they were sitting on your cart page and abandoned it. Are you using that information to say, hey, this customer is giving me data about, the behavior, and are you acting on that behavior in order to either, continue to engage with them in a relationship, or to cross merchandise and encourage other purchases? Bringing the data into the system is another way in which we see kind of those basic email marketers up level their game. And then maybe the third would be, back to just the content in your email. So are you actually using that dynamic content in your communication? So the fact that, they visited this product, are you bringing that product into your next email communications with them? Are you providing them a more personalized experience, in the actual messaging?
So listen, that was who was that? Pam Weber of Drip. And my reason I wanted to bring that out to you is because I could talk a lot of this, but I talked to a lot of these vendors. I talked to a lot of these brands who are servicing small businesses. And the tip from her is, yes, level number one, start by just sending out an email newsletter on a regular basis, every Thursday, every Monday, and have that content going out. And you can even do that content automated by sending it out. Everything you post, maybe on a WordPress blog, you can send it out to your customers as well. So I do that through Zone of Genius, and I do that with Celebrity CEO. Automated, it goes out when we post blog posts to our websites. And what Pam is saying is this. I don't know if you realize it, but there is probably 20%, 10%, or whatever that number is of more business you could get from your existing customers, from those who already know, like, and trust you. Come on, Dr. Will Moreland. If you go and dive deeper into your email marketing, segmenting your list is one. Wow, why are all these customers over-indexed and buying red pens or blue bonnets or buying coaching services? Segmenting your customers. Maybe you're segmenting them by women versus men. Who knows? Or areas of the country. Whatever makes sense for you and ties to the dollar. Number two, are you looking at how it may affect the content you're sending out? This content is resonating and works. This content is not resonating. It may not work as much. So are you segmenting that and seeing what works? Just heard a different sound here. If you're hearing a different sound, can you let me know? Because I could use you to test this. I heard something different. It could be my ears popped. Maybe I'm feeling better, or it could be something happening with the audio. But number two is that segmenting your customers. Number three, going deeper into the data and seeing how you can service your customers more. Deeper into the data, looking at who's bought what, who hasn't bought what. Shopping cart abandonment is another thing, especially for those of you in e-commerce. A number of people who clicked on the shopping cart, clicked on an item to buy, but they didn't go further and purchase it. Not because they didn't like you, not because it was personal. They got distracted, huh? Huh? I'm live. Hold on 1 second. See? Nobody's there really. But you see what my point is? Your kid pulled on you. You spilled some coffee on yourself. You got distracted. You were in the car. And then you ended up coming to your stop and you didn't have time to finish the transaction. You forgot about it. So shopping cart abandonment, using emails to automatically see who put something in the shopping cart but who didn't buy it yet, that can be a game changer for your business. And then, of course, as Pam said, looking really at the insights, looking at what content really works best, the headlines, and giving your customers more of that. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This has been a brand new edition of the Rundown with Ramon, the Celebrity CEO Show. If you have not yet gone to CelebrityCEO.com and signed up for the free Celebrity CEO Personal Branding Blueprint, you need to do that today. CelebrityCEO.com. And if you're not signed up to our flagship publication, ZoneOfGenius.com, you are also missing out. ZoneOfGenius.com. Sign up for our publication, ZoneOfGenius.com. My name is Ramon Ray. Be blessed and have an amazing day today. Go forth and let somebody know that you care. Go forth and let somebody know that they matter. Go forth and let somebody know that they make a difference to you. DM them, text them, send them a short note on WhatsApp, whatever it is. Send them a thank you card. Call your mother, call your father, call your uncle who you haven't talked to in a long time, and let them know that you're thinking about them. Everybody be blessed and have an amazing day today. Thanks for joining me here on the Rundown with Ramon, the Celebrity CEO Show. Thanks for your patience. I've coughed a little bit today, but I'm plowing through it and glad here to serve and be here with you. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you next time